Attention! Attention! And now we welcome to the grand trivia stage our great leader, our grand aquarium emperor, the trivia master of this age, the past age, the upcoming age, and ages unknown. Please welcome Grand Trivia Master Fluval. Oh, that was a bad noise. Sorry, Master. Let's try again. Fluval. Oh, that's not so. We must find the noise to pay tribute to all 5 dimensions you hold in your control. Yes, the fake trumpet for Fluval.
Hello and welcome to Grand Trivia with me, Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire. And with me, as always, of course, is Intern Charlene.
I'm Intern Kristie. Hi, I'm Intern
Thank you, Intern
Kristie.
Charlene.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to have you all here today for Grand Trivia, Fluval.
Yes.
Fluval.
Uh-huh.
What do you have lined up for Grand Trivia today?
I have a punishing gauntlet of 20 whole questions. That's right, 20. Quite a big number for a lowly third-dimensional being, isn't it?
It's so many numbers. It's just so many numbers, Fluval. I mean, really, it would take a 5th-dimensional being to keep all those numbers in one's head at one time. I know that I can't. I only manage the entire station.
Thank you, Charlene. Thank you for managing everything you do, Penelope. I really appreciate it. That's right, Alice Forever Cemetery 2020.
Yeah.
20.
My name is Intern Kristie. It's
As in the
Kristie.
first half of 2006.
Yes. That was a great time.
Great time. Great
Yeah,
time.
I spent a lot of time there setting up late-stage capitalism. Who will survive? I don't think anyone's going to survive. I mean, really, that's the bet that I put. Fluval, have you been taking bets on late-stage capitalism? Who will survive?
Yeah.
Who did you bet on? There's all these bets for the billionaire that's going to space, but, like, that's where our lasers are.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't. Billionaires, stay out of my turf. Stay out of my turf. I'm the crazy, powerful being in space. Not you.
Yes.
I mean, Grand Emperor Aquion is, of course, better than me in every way, as that's who I'm decanted from, but, you know.
But that's why we started the show, Who Wants to Be a Billionaire? Where we steal billionaires from their planets and then they die in space.
It's a fun show. Still fun. Still a wonderful show. Still a wonderful show. I love it. I can't tell you which billionaires have been on it because so much of it occurs farther in your timeline. And I don't want to spoil
No spoilers!
the show for you because I want you to be able to enjoy it as the filmmakers originally intended.
Yes, that's very important to us here at Radio Free Multiverse.
Stephen Premmel would watch that show. Well, good, because you will watch that show.
Yeah, you don't really have a choice in that matter.
It'll be
to
broadcast for your whole
perfectly
Earth. It'll be great.
honest. Oh my god, it's gonna be fantastic.
You know what else is going to be fantastic?
What's gonna be fantastic?
Today's Grand Trivia.
Yay! Right into your
That's
brain.
right, it's broadcast.
Yes.
Right into your brain.
Exactly.
I agree, Jess Batson Montgomery.
That was the trick. I put my money on at least 2 of them getting off the planet before everyone dies. They're gonna die too, but they're gonna be off the planet when it happens. No, of course not.
Yeah,
Fluval.
I just wanted to be
You're
clear for the
alive.
audience. I won't.
Ageless entertainment eternal.
I mean,
like Grand
I'm
Emperor
forever.
Aqueon, the endless fish tank.
Much
for
like
Wednesday.
diamonds, I am forever.
Yes. Oh my god. But even beyond Diamond Forever, because
Oh,
you
yeah.
just collect those on Pluto.
It's true.
And
It's
you're
true.
so much more valuable than just a thing that I go to Pluto and put out my basket and then I collect all the diamonds and then I skip back to the studio and hurl them at interns. It's training. It's part of the training. Yes. Yes. Eternal. Eternal.
Alice Forever Cemetery and Stephen Prem love your overalls.
Thank you so much. I was doing some maintenance, just some routine maintenance on the server tank. Yeah, I had the rest of a dress, but it's a little acidic
Very acidic. The water's so nicely
in
acidic.
that tank. But it was so much fun and it's such an honor to work for the Grand Aquarium Empire Network.
Good.
And you know who else is gonna have an incredible honor bestowed upon them tonight?
Who would that be, intern? You?
It's Kristie. My name is Intern Kristie. We're gonna get a guest in for Grand
What?
Trivia.
A guest?
That's right. As soon as I hit the random guest generator, a third dimensional being from somewhere in time and space will be abducted and forced to face feats of trivia.
Let's get it ready. Let's get
Yay!
abducted.
All right, everyone.
We'll see, Stephen Premel. We'll see.
Hi. Hello, guest.
Are you Alexander the Great?
Shit.
Are you Alexander the Great?
I mean, like, I could be.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my God.
Anyone could be. But welcome to Grand Trivia, the only show in any dimension where all of the points matter and losing will cost you everything.
Everything.
We're so excited to have you here to face some feats of trivia. This is Fluval, Grand Trivia
Hello.
Master of the Aquarium Empire.
I am cool. I am the
Yes.
coolest. I am the
Yes.
Fonzie of multidimensional beings.
whom you
You
will
look pretty
respect.
cool, man.
Yes.
That's fire.
And who are you?
Oh, my name's TJ. Yeah.
Welcome, TJ.
Welcome, TJ.
Thank you.
And where are you from?
Oh, like, right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
In time
I'm on
and
my...
space. Where are you?
Well, I'm on my parents' planet, because, you know, like, I can't afford my own yet. And I'm still working on, you know, Mall Earth, because my parents tell me they can't just buy me one. Like, it's not that hard, but I
It's
gotta
not.
earn my
Parents
own
are-
way.
Worst.
Look, as
just don't
William
understand.
Shakespeare
Absolute
said,
worst.
parents just don't understand.
They just do not understand. When I shoved my father and grandfather out of an airlock, oh, it was the best day. I get kind of confused outside of time and space, but it was the best of my life.
It was a great
Oh my
event.
god.
A
It's like
great
I
event.
was reborn into a million clones who run the studio.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
But
baller.
Welcome. Welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself, TJ. What do you like to do besides work on Mall Earth?
Well, I like to watch videos and play video games. I sometimes will write stuff on the internet.
Okay.
What kind of stuff?
Yeah, what kind of stuff, TJ?
Oh, you know, like just like calling out the system about being oppressive and stuff, you know. And how rich people just like don't understand how like the rest of everything else works, and like my parents don't get it, man. They're
They
like,
just don't get it.
no, they don't get
They
it.
just don't understand.
They just never
They
understand.
never understand. What do you think, Studio Cat? Wise.
You got a cat and a fish. That's awesome, man.
This is Fluval Grand Trivia
I'm
Master.
Fluval Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire.
What's up? I'm TJ.
I know you are. We
know you're
met
TJ.
earlier. But Stephen
Yeah.
Premel has a question. Does Mall Earth have a hot dog on a stick?
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's got, like, at least 200 of them.
It's a whole planet.
I used to work at one. My dad got me a job there because he, like, knows some people. But, like, they wanted me to work for, like, 6 consecutive hours. And I was like, what am I? You know? Like...
6 consecutive hours? That is
Oh my-
insulting.
That is-
insulting.
right?
I
As
agree.
if
Right?
you cannot work. As if you cannot contribute to the multiverse around you. They're just limiting you and your working capacity to just 6 hours. Ow! Makes me crazy.
Hard mood.
That's a big mood.
That's a big mood there.
That's a big mood, Charlene.
Can you imagine, Fluval, if I could only work for 6 hours?
I would be very
I would
disappointed.
throw myself out the airlock.
Good, 'cause you would not
and
be-
do work on the outside of the station. It needs a lot of maintenance.
You would not be my intern for long if that was the case. You could only work for 6 hours. That would be a real problem, frankly.
Yeah, no, it would be. And I'm so glad that's not the case.
No, absolutely
Oh
not.
my god.
Oh.
You know what I'm glad is the case?
Sorry, before you say that,
Oh,
Stephen
yeah.
Premel has a question that we can discuss later. How much of Mall Earth is food court? I think quite a bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, it's the best place to hang out on Mall Earth. Like, no one wants to hang out in like the clothing store, man. You want to go to you want to go where you can get like a nice smoothie and like throw paper towels at like little shit kids because it's funny.
You know where I think people may want to go in addition to the food court?
Where?
To Kahoot.it, where you can play grand trivia against your fellow humans.
Oh, cool!
including
Can I
TJ.
play too?
Yeah, you can absolutely
TJ.
play, TJ.
You're
Oh,
actually
awesome.
required to.
Yeah, you have to play.
you
Go to
kinda have to
Kahoot.it or use the
play.
Kahoot app and enter room code 1839304 as you see scrolling across the bottom of your screen right now. There was also a question from the
Oh,
chat
yeah,
from
that's a
Sky
good
Demon.
question.
Do you even vape, bro?
Do you? Do you even?
Like, whatever.
I don't see any clouds, to be perfectly honest. I don't see you ripping any cool clouds. I see no rings.
All right, so
I see
like
no tricks.
So I've been
Also-
trying to work on tricks, but like I just can't get the good stuff, man. It's not my fault. It's the pen and battery I'm working with.
I'd also like to
Please.
say I admire your restraint because an intern just reminded me you can't smoke weed on Twitch. So it's great that you're not.
It's so good that you're
Understood.
vaping things that are not weed. I'm so glad about that.
I'm glad you're vaping the ennui that many people your age feel about capitalism's disappointing. I know. I just thought it'd be funny to point it out.
It's so funny. Oh my
I'm a
goodness,
comedian.
Wibble.
What can I say?
Wibble,
Ha,
you're so
ha,
funny.
ha, 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 ha. Ah, they like my antics. Yeah, exactly, Premel. That's what I was trying to inspire. Vape
Yes.
people.
Vape people. Save some nicotine. Vape some people.
Who knows? Who knows when BBR? Oh, whatever man just joined the Kahoot, as did not Flugel, Space Fadson, Cruds, Sentient Butt, 1B, BBR, and Stephen Premel. We're gonna wait a few more minutes so that people can join up to play Grand Trivia through Kahoot.
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh, 2006, Alice. We have a time traveler, I presume. I don't actually know what year it is on your Earth.
Can you travel through time, TJ?
Like sometimes when I have the whole weekend and I really get some good stuff, then yeah, it feels like I'm time traveling, man.
Sure.
mean- Aren't we all just time traveling, but like slowly and going forward?
I mean,
mean,
I'm
you
traveling
are.
like backwards, sideways, jar, adjacent. I'm doing loop-de-loops. I'm doing
Yeah.
Mobius strips. I'm doing all sorts of tricks in time.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like, People acted all impressed when Tony Hawk flipped that 900, but I could do it through time itself. I feel like that's just so much more impressive. So really, I should have been the X Games champion, not Tony Hawk. He's not even a hawk, he's a human.
Yeah, they hate Tony Hawk. He's a stupid human and he's not as amazing as Fluval. It's just ridiculous.
I agree.
Welcome all of our Kahooties. Specific Andrew. Enter 1839304.
It's the
I hope
room
that's not a
code.
destructive code.
It's the room code, I
Okay,
think.
excellent.
2006 Alice, Bootleg Bart, whatever, man. Not Flugal. Space Vadson, Sentient Butt, 1B, BBR, and Steven Premel.
Should we get started?
I think it's time to get started in Kahoot.
Yeah, let's do this.
So here is our first question. Which of these animals are hippos' closest relatives? Are those rhinoceros, whales, elephants, or their cousins? Because hippos are notoriously only children. Seen here is, of
Small
course,
families.
a sneaky little hippo poking its head outside of the water. I see you, hippo. You haven't evaded my perfect eyes.
Yes, he does have perfect eyes. Hippos are one of my favorite animals. Do you know why, Fluval?
Is it because they're secretly vicious monsters?
Yes, it's because
Yeah.
they're vicious monsters.
Because they're cutie pies, but mean. One of you got it correct. The answer is, in fact, whales.
That's bullshit, man.
Specific Andrew was the only one who knew. Now, Alice knew it was a trick, but you fell for our trick. Thank you so much, Alice. Oh my god.
Oh my god, indeed.
But let's take a look at these rhino fish. Check this out. They were all evolved from early ungulates. They left the ocean, and then a really smart portion returned to the ocean and became the gigantic whales we know today, who literally swallowed a human, and then it coughed that human back out. Not the biblical story.
I feel like I
this
read that in
happened a
school.
week ago.
Oh, that was a
Wait.
good time.
Wait, what?
This happened like 3 weeks ago or something. I'm lying. I read an article, a clickbait article, and I do not remember when it was from. But someone did get swallowed by a whale, had no idea what was happening, and then got spat out by said whale.
And
Yeah, divers spend some time in a whale. But check out these like badass skeletons of these early whales. Oh my god.
I agree. I like the lower one that I think was labeled early whale in the last slide. It looks cool. It looks neat. I mean, it looks like the Ambulocetus is about to like eat it, but
Yeah. Whenever things transition from like land to sea creature, it just makes me so happy. I don't know why. I'm just super into it.
I mean, it's Grand Emperor Acreon's grand plan at work.
That and curse and education.
That's true. Oh, the lower one is just a big rat not letting Earth scientists pull that old trick again, says Jazz Fatson.
Oh, rodents of unusual size. I remember that from a movie. That was,
That was the news, TJ. That was the news.
Those are
Cool.
some juicy calcium
Juicy
arrangements.
calcium arrangements, but you know what? It's also juicy.
Question 2. Boo! Here we go. Hergé wrote which comic series about a boy detective and his dog? Is that Lupin the Third, The Adventures of Tintin, The Phantom, or Scooby-Doo? Where are you? Pictured here, of course, is a boy detective with a magnifying glass because he's searching out clues. And a dog that is sniffing out clues in the Alps. Or in some snowy place. Maybe it's the Alps, who knows?
Who
The
knows?
dogs look super sad, man.
They do. Do any sort of mystery hijinks ever go down on Mall Earth while you're working?
Oh
The
yeah, so like
shoplifters, laser
one
tag.
time, one of my friends, they took a Mamba juice when they didn't pay for it, and then they like threw it at another friend of theirs, but it completely missed and it like hit this other guy, and then they all just started fighting with each other. But you know, like I didn't get involved because like I'm a pacifist, so yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ignore that. But I won't ignore that 9 of you got the answer correct. It was The Adventures of Tintin. The series began in 1929, and Hergé's final installment was released in 1976. And of course, it was perfected in something you'll see after the leaderboard. Specific Andrew is still in the lead, Stephen Premmel in second, whatever man in third, Sentient Butt in fourth, and one BBBR rounds it out. So what was Tintin perfected in? That's right, the 2011 3D animated Spielberg vehicle of the same name.
Gorgeous. Oh my
Gorgeous,
god.
gorgeous,
right?
gorgeous.
Did you see this movie too, Jay? Did you see the horrible creatures that we cloned and created to look like CG creatures, but they were actually living creatures, and then we killed them afterwards?
Did you set up a house in the uncanny valley between realistic characters and stylized CG characters?
I think my boy and I watched that. Yeah, no, it was a good one. I didn't understand any of it, but like it was a movie.
Stephen Premmel asking if third-dimensional comedian Christopher Gethard did the mocap for Tintin.
If he didn't, we'll have to go back in time and
We
make
have
it
to go back in
happen.
time and fix that.
Yeah.
We have to fix that back in time for sure.
Absolutely. But you know what else can't be fixed back in time, though? Fluval?
People's third question, which is, which of these comedians never hosted NBC's Late Night? Was that Conan O'Brien, David Letterman, Jay Leno, or Jimmy Fallon? Late Night, of course, being the show that airs after The Tonight Show. Seen here in NBC studios. Have you ever hosted a late night talk show, TJ?
What?
Have you ever hosted a late night talk show, you know, like a talk show, like a...
Yeah, you talk to celebrity guests. They come in, you make monologue jokes, then you maybe have a comedian on, and then you talk to the band leader, and like maybe they say things, probably not. And then you get a commercial break.
I feel like I saw a talk about that, but like, I don't know, man, that's like my parents' shit.
It could be. It very well could be. A little bit of the older crowd. We tend to fossilize them in the audiences.
Of course.
Just keep them captive.
Four of you got it correct. It is Jay Leno. While Conan and Jimmy Fallon hosted Late Night before taking over The Tonight Show, Jay never did. His path to the desk came from being one of Johnny Carson's guest hosts and hiding in the closet while they were meeting with one of his competitors and holding a glass to the door so he could hear everything that's going on. That competitor was, of course, David Letterman, who wasn't a guest host, but eventually went on to host The Late Show, and, of course, other famous guest hosts of The Tonight Show were Joan Rivers, but she suffered from the terrible condition of woman in media, so her late-night career was very short-lived.
Yeah, it's a terrible condition to live with.
Also, Jay Leno used to shill for Doritos in the 80s. He's also in a buddy cop movie with Pat Morita, who played Mr. Miyagi in the Karate Kid series.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Which Karate Kid or the world-famous Jay Leno Pat Morita vehicle Collision Course from 1989?
The first one?
Okay. That is a better movie.
Yeah, I mean, just like all things. Yeah, it's a classic.
That's a much better movie than Collision Course. But you know who is on a Collision Course right now? The people on our leaderboard. Sentient Butt is now in second place. One BBR in third. 2006 Alice has risen up to fourth. But Specific Andrew is holding on to first place, and Stephen Premmel hanging off the edge of the leaderboard.
Someone's got to come along Mufasa style and just into the cavern.
By a thread, I agree. We need some big Scar energy right now in our players.
Big Scar energy. Y'all should be prepared for the next question.
Some of you will know this. Jason Blood is an alter ego of which DC superhero? Is that the Demon, Deadman, the Spectre, or the Bloodtastic Bloodman? Thank you. That was my Stan Lee impression.
It was so good.
I channeled his spirit from another realm.
It's his voice. It's his voice.
Wait.
Because Fluval can do that.
Oh wait,
Didn't Stan Lee do Marvel? And
Yes, he did. This
Yeah.
is DC. You are correct.
Yeah.
like continuity, I guess, but like you're also
Multiverse,
outside
all
of
things are
dimension.
possible.
Yeah, so like y'all can do whatever you want.
These
And-
are all real.
Yeah, well, they're not all.
They're all real.
They're all real in
They
different
are all
ways.
real.
In different ways. I've met them all.
Yes.
But in your world, Bloodman is also real.
I went on a couple dates with the Bloodtastic.
Good
Bloodman.
question, Sky Demon.
Oh.
Bro, what is even
Yo,
real life?
what is
Right?
even real life?
What the hell, man?
I
Right?
agree.
That's
6 of
right.
you got
the
it
city
correct.
audience.
It was the demon.
Yay!
Living since medieval times, Jason's soul was bound to a demon named Etrigan, who, while violent, generally finds himself fighting with the forces of good. So, yeah.
And the subject of a lot of really cute webtoons where he's sort of remodeled into like a handsome, heroic figure. You know,
He's also in a lot of great radio
destroying
plays.
things, but like on your side. You know,
Is that like
Speak-
fanfic?
Yeah,
yes,
essentially,
everything
yeah.
is fanfic. Honestly,
Yeah, everything except this show. This show is the
Yes.
only canon.
yes.
Everything else is fanfic. But you know what's not fanfic?
What?
The tragedy and triumph in the leaderboard. As 2006, Alice has a streak of 3 correct answers in a row and has risen up to 3rd place, while Stephen Premel is in 4th. One BBBR now is on the bottom of the leaderboard, but Specific Andrew is holding on to the lead so far.
Good job, Specific Andrew. Fluval, I might need to help you with Studio Cat real quick.
Yeah. Oh, no, I got the
Okay.
Studio Cat. I know you
Great.
couldn't look. I know you all didn't see anything, but that was just because the
Yeah.
Studio Cat turned invisible,
Yes.
which is often happens. Also, sometimes it's too
Yeah.
fast for your little
You
third
can't
dimensional
see
eyes to
when
see.
Fluval does things because
No, I'm-
it's too sophisticated.
I'm too fast,
He's
just like
too
everything. Or
sophisticated.
sorry, I'm too fast, just like Drax's reflexes.
Yeah.
Drax's reflexes. Ha ha ha. You know what else is too fast? Oh, we're on to the next question. Who is the only actor to get an Oscar nomination for his work in the original Star Wars trilogy? Was that Peter Cushing, Sir Alec Guinness, Harrison Ford, or R2-D2, who, of course, was often credited as playing himself? One BBBR is being silenced by the villains at Kahoot. I don't have anything I can do to help you rejoin.
Oh my god.
But I'm
You
outraged.
hate to see it.
I'm
You hate to-
outraged.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
am
Fucking sucks, man.
outraged. How dare they not let you participate
dare
and
they.
show your superiority to some of your fellow third-dimensional beings? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I say. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
because they're a multidimensional corporation, we actually can't just, lasers, pew pew.
Stephen Premel
But
saying-
don't worry, we'll do a hostile takeover. We have Steve Bannon on ice.
I think I fell for the trick
Very
answer. If it
thick
is a trick
ice.
answer, it is not a trick, or is it a trick?
Really thick ice. That guy is wily.
I'll never tell. It was not a trick. It's Sir Alec Guinness. He played Obi-Wan Kenobi and was nominated as Best Supporting Actor for his work in Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope.
The Force was with him.
R2 was
He forced
snubbed.
his way.
I think it's probably because
To the
R2-D2
Oscar.
cursed so much that they had to beep all of his lines in the movies.
Oh my god, he is such a
He
potty
may
mouth.
have been nominated before Star Wars, but he was also nominated for Star Wars.
Yes, because
Cool.
Because he's really good in it.
yes.
You know, speaking of doing
He's
really
very
well,
good.
let's do the leaderboard. Most of our leaderboard did well, but Cruds took the 5th spot away, and Sentient Butt has the highest answer streak of 4 in a row.
That dude's name is Butt. That's funny.
and he's sentient.
No, Sentient Butt. A butt that knows it's a butt.
Yes. Could you imagine? Oh my god.
I feel
That's
like I
just
read-
being any third dimensional being.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
pretty much. I
You're
mean, they're
basically
all
a
sort of.
sentient butthole. There's
Isn't
just
there,
one
like-
tube.
I feel like there's erotica that is specifically that about a sentient butt coming to life. What was I talking about?
Good question. Speaking of good questions, here's question number 6. This is a double points one. What does Weird Al Yankovic have a bachelor's degree in? Double points! Is that in music, architecture, art history, or weirdology? Seen here, of course, are Hawaiian shirts taken directly from Weird Al's closet.
Yeah, I just kind of sneak in there every once in a while and take my favorites. Oh my god. What's your favorite Weird Al song, Fluval?
My favorite Weird Al song?
Yeah.
I mean, probably Foil, because I like that it exposes all of the third-dimensional conspiracies that have arrayed against the Grand Aquarium Empire.
It's true.
And you gotta love that. I mean, I also love Jurassic Park because I'm a fan of things that are frightening in the dark. But Jas Fadson has a good point. Perhaps Weird Al's degree in weirdology is honorary, but Jas is very tired and not to be trusted.
Most third-dimensional beings are very tired and definitely not to be trusted.
I'm never tired, but I do know it was in architecture. While pursuing his degree, he was offered a college radio disc jockey job at Cal Poly's KCPR, and shortly before his senior year, Dr. Demento played his song My Bologna, which was the start of his music career. Yet another soul was saved from the office mines, where humans are forced to mine paperwork until they're old to be useful. That's what third-dimensional jobs are, right?
They take them to the office mines?
Yeah, the office mines.
Oh yeah, no
They
man.
farm paperwork?
Yeah, like that's what dumb people do when they become adults. Like, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. I'm gonna like invent my own stuff and just make my own path.
So find your own mines and then get your own humans to mine the paperwork.
But
what
dude,
do they do
like-
with the paperwork?
What do they do with the
Burn it
paperwork?
for
I assume we
fuel?
make them burn it. I mean, no, I think we make them fill it out and then burn it after they've filled out a stack that is bigger than anything that most third-dimensional beings can imagine.
Oh yeah, that's the next challenge on late stage capitalism. Who will survive?
But let's see who was up to this challenge on the leaderboard. Sentient Butt is in first place. 2006, Alice is in second place. Stephen Premel is in third, Bootleg Bart in fourth, and Cruds in fifth.
Specific Andrew completely off the board. Mufasa right off there.
Right off there, but 3 players. Just hit a streak at 3. Serious Andrew says that he was having a serious chat with his crush and forgot to answer why that is why love is nothing but a distraction from the things that matter in life, like trivia. Here's the next question. Which city in Kansas was briefly named Google in a bid to get fiber internet? Is that Kansas City, Topeka, Wichita, or Boredom? Have you ever been to Kansas, TJ? Is there a Kansas on your world?
I mean, like on my parents' world, it's
Yeah.
just like one extremely big suburb. It's like a gated community, but since we control the whole planet, we put the gate on the outside of the planet, so like other people can't come in. So like it's sort of boring and shit. But on Mall Earth, they have a Kansas, and I gotta say that place is pretty baller. Like they throw some.
Kansas
nice
is baller.
Oh yeah.
Smaller.
Because they're so fucking bored all the time. They throw the best parties, man.
I
Like
think
when you
you
got
won me
nothing.
over with that.
Yeah. It also has the state of delirium, the
Oh,
state
nice.
of ennui.
It also has a portal to Oz.
It does have a portal to Oz. I put that there.
But 6 of you got it correct. It was in fact
nice.
Topeka. In 2010, they changed their name to Google, and the change lasted for all of March 2010. But I also got a Fluval's fact fractal for you. This was not the first time that Topeka renamed itself. In 1998, the city was briefly named Topekachu for one day as an ode to Pokemon, because if Topeka knows one thing, it's trying to cash in on fads.
Lol.
Lol, indeed. Let's see who lolled all the way to the top of the leaderboard. Sentient Butt stayed there, but Bootleg Bart is now in second. Cruds is in third. 2006 Alice is in fourth. Specific Andrew back on the leaderboard in fifth place. And our leader, Sentient Butt, has the highest answer streak of 6 in a row. Specific Andrew working his way back up. And I also realized I neglected to mention a key part of Kahoot. See, it's not just getting the right answer. The quicker you answer, the higher you score.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to hear that Specific Andrew has renounced all notions of love and companionship, except for those that the Grand Aquarium Empire can bring him.
Yes.
Welcome to the fold. Thank you so much. And speaking of getting rid of love and throwing yourself to the wind and just putting yourself in terrible risk, let's go to the next question. Which New Jersey theme park was known as the most dangerous theme park in America? Was that Action Park, Six Flags, Great Adventure, Storybook Land, or Fluval Super Fun Time Experience for third dimensional beings?
I had a fun time setting that one up. It was such a fun time experience. And I got so many skeletons. Oh my god. Have any of you third dimensional beings been to Fluval Super Fun Time Experience for third dimensional beings?
Fun fact, if you bring in a can of human suffering, you can get 15% off your admission price.
Is that like a keg of human suffering, or is that just like a 40 of human suffering?
Well, if you bring a keg, you get 30 off.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
One
I can get a
BBBR
hookup.
pointing out FSFTEF3DB is actually very safe, which thank you for taking the bribe. We appreciate it. Fluval it was super fun, but exactly. The room of bodies without skeletons is very bouncy. I think that was a key safety feature. Is if you fall into that room without bodies in it, or who knows what might happen. I mean, I certainly make no guarantees at all.
I mean, there's no monster.
But 9 of you got it correct. It was, in fact, Action Park. First, let's go to the leaderboard. Didn't change much because so many of you got it right, but Action Park gained this reputation from at least these 6 people who died as a result of mishaps on rides at the park. And it was given nicknames such as Traction Park, Accident Park, and Class Action Park.
That is a water slide.
This is a water slide from Action Park.
It is a water slide that...
Dude, that shit is crazy. Like, holy fuck.
I call it fun for the whole family. Also, there are other ones that opened after this picture was taken with, I believe it was an 80 or 90 feet vertical drop and 30-foot loop-de-loop, and you get into a bullet. It is no longer Action Park and has since been renamed to its alternate name, I think Alpine Center, and is realized that renaming yourself to a name that had to shut down because too many people got hurt, probably not the best business strategy. Also, one BBBR getting to experiment with time travel and is now 372 points behind their earlier self. Congratulations, one BBBR. Let's see if you take the lead over yourself with the next question. This is also a double points one. In which movie did a scientist turn into a fish, fall in love with a female fish, and then help the Allies beat Hitler? Was that The Incredible Mr. Limpet from 1964, The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh from 1979, The Machine to Kill Bad People in 1952, or Shark Tale 2004? Alice Forever Cemetery says she only knows this because of the McElroys.
I know this because it was my favorite movie when I was young. I love war and fish.
I love war, I love fish. I don't love that it's a scientist. I can only hope it's a multi-dimensional scientist from the get-go. Maybe someone from Science Earth, Mad Science Earth even.
Mad Science Earth is so much fun.
Warfish is a very good name for a video game, says Alice Forever Cemetery, and I agree.
Yeah, I'd play that.
1BBBR says War and a Fish does their taxes. Stephen Premel says it should be a Zydeco band. I say it should be the correct answer, but it's not. It's The Incredible Mr. Limpet from 1964. But I want to note, all of the other movies listed here are also real movies. The Machine to Kill Bad People is a real movie from 1952, and The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh is also real. And Shark Tale has Martin Scorsese in it as a fish of himself.
Yep.
Speaking of people who are in things, let's see who's in the leaderboard. It's pretty static, but you know what? We're going to take a look at it and see if it shocks any of you badly enough to make you lose your position. The poster for The Incredible Mr. Limpet, where Don Knotts turns into a fish that looks a lot like Don Knotts. And you know what? I think that Mr. Limpet is the most daring of our secret agents. This
I saw
also... Oh, go for it, TJ.
I just was gonna say, I saw what you did there. Nice.
Thank you. This fun fact, not a Fluval fractal, just a fun fact. This is not a Disney movie. I know it has big Disney movie energy for some reason, but it's not a Disney movie. It's a Warner Brothers movie.
Yep. About a fish
BDME,
that
man.
talks to submarines to tell them where German missiles are.
Yeah, he rats out German subs as a
Yeah.
fish, and then does... He is married as a human, but nonetheless falls in love with a female fish. I'm pretty sure he's married as a human.
Yeah, his wife at the end asks him, "Am I married to a man who became a fish, or a fish who was a man?"
And that question inspired the credit song of BoJack Horseman. And you know what? Speaking of animated characters from non-Disney movies, let's go to the next question. Before he voiced SpongeBob SquarePants, voice actor Tom Kenny was a regular on which alt comedy darling? Is that The State, Mr. Show with Bob and David, Tim and Eric, awesome show, great job, or The Chris Gethard Show? Is that The State, Mr. Show, Tim and Eric, awesome show, great job, or The Chris Gethard Show? Scene here is someone hypnotized by static, which is also on television.
Yeah, it's actually the background radiation from the Big Bang.
It's true.
Yeah. We caused that one.
We did that. We did the Big Bang.
Yeah, we did it.
But I want to clarify,
Cool.
we did not do the Big Bang Theory.
No,
We are not responsible
we
for
did
that
not do
horrible
that.
show.
We did not do that. It brought too much joy to the world.
Yeah, too much joy to the
for us
world.
to have made it.
No.
So much joy.
So much joy.
How can I
But
say
TJ, have you ever seen any of these?
Actually, like, I have, weirdly enough, but, like, I probably shouldn't have, because I saw it when I was a kid. And it was Mr. Show.
Wow.
It's really raunchy shit, man. Like, I was
Very
watching that
raunchy.
when I was, like, under 10, because it was on our DVD rack, and holy shit, like, some of the crap they got up to. But I forever now know the voice of David Cross in my head. Like, did you see him in Mastermind, where you're like, oh, there's David Cross
I
playing
did.
a character, right?
I did. He's in everything. He's in everything.
Absolutely.
Oh, Bootleg Bart pointing out Tom Kenny was also in a punk band with Bobcat Goldthwait, which is
What?
pretty cool.
What the heck? That's
What the
amazing.
heck? Also, Peter Capaldi, who played Doctor Who, was in a punk rock band with Craig Ferguson, who hosted The Late Late Show,
Right?
like back in the day.
I mean,
this is all real.
What?
Yeah,
Like,
there's-
I get
there's
they're both
photo proof.
Scottish, but, like, what?
Scotland's not very big, apparently.
Redactron asking, what's Jay Johnston up to these days? To which I'll say, Google it. Google it. He may have gone a place on January 6th that maybe he shouldn't have. It's unclear, but that seems to be the case, perhaps, allegedly. You know where people are also going? Top of the leaderboard. But they're not moving far. And to take it back to Tom Kenny, one of his major regular characters was Kedzie Matthews, an intentionally unfunny comedian who was Bob Odenkirk's understudy, and that is definitely true. Anything that was mentioned about Jay Johnston earlier, allegedly, as we go to the next question.
Wait.
I
Fluval.
can't stop it. It already started. Oh, we have to do your thing. We have to do it after this.
Okay.
The word bus, a large motorized people transporter, is short for what longer term? Is that business vehicle, omnibus, combustion carriage, or Buster Keaton? Do you have any guesses on this, TJ? Any thoughts?
Like, I would think combustion or something like that, but, like, I am not great at history, so, like, maybe business vehicle? I don't know, man. Like, why are they in England?
I don't know. Why wouldn't they be in England? Why are you?
Anything in England?
Why would they be on your parents' planet instead of England?
Oh, my parents' planet wouldn't have buses, man. Like, that's gross.
Crudley Drawn says they know their answer is wrong because it's too cool. And Jazz Montgomery points out Omnibus is a Ken Jennings podcast. It is. But It is also the correct answer.
No shit. All right.
Omnibus, the name translates as a vehicle for all, and the name originates from a mass transport service started in 1823 by a French cornmill owner named Stanislas Baudry. And Fluval's fact, Fractal, the first buses stopped in front of the shop of a hatter named Omnis, which displayed a large sign saying Omnis Omnibus, which translates to everything for everyone, and so soon people started calling those vehicles omnibuses as well. And
Yeah.
it's a wild story. It's a
That's-
wild story.
That's
Speaking of
crazy,
wild
man.
stories, let's check out the leaderboard. Specific Andrew has risen into 3rd place. We'll find out if he waits there after a brief break.
So let's all go to the lobby.
And now a word from our sponsors.
They're selling chocolate. Chocolate? Yeah. What? What are they selling? Chocolate. What? Chocolate.
To get ourselves a treat.
You know, we wouldn't normally take ads from
Yeah.
consumable matter on this show, but their ad was just so great that we had to air that wonderful commercial.
Yes.
I want some chocolate now.
Right?
Ha!
Oh my
Got
God.
you! That was the point. We wanted to inspire needless craving for goods and services to power the giant wheel that powers our empire. Thankfully, nothing else is like that. Oh, what's 5th dimensional chocolate? It's like,
Fifth dimensional chocolate.
so you know chocolate, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
chocolate,
Yeah.
but like in the 5th dimension.
Yeah.
And there's
You know
like
how it has like 3 dimensions in your
Yeah.
dimension? It has like 2 more.
2 extra dimensions.
Yeah.
2 more.
Yeah. 2 whole ones more. Not 3, 2.
Not 3, 2. And you know, those 3 dimensions and those 2 dimensions, 2 great tastes that taste great together. There was a series of ads that were ran that, hey, you got 3 dimensions in my 2 dimensions. Hey, you got 2 dimensions in my 3 dimensions. Yum, thank goodness we eat dimensions.
I think I read the Brian Greene book about that. Like, that's some quantum dimension stuff.
Heck yeah, it's quantum as hell.
Yep. But you know what
Fuck
else is
yeah.
quantum as hell?
What else is quantum as hell?
Our next question.
Okay, here we go. Why was the first bus service created? Was it created to provide safe transportation for Ermites, to bring workers to the corn mill, to get people used to motorized transit, or to take people to a spa? What do you think about this one, TJ?
What do you take buses for?
Like, on Mall Earth, you gotta take buses sometimes in between sections. So, like, if you're going to Hallmart, you gotta jump on a bus from Taggett, and it takes you from one sector to the next. But they're always like dirty, so I hate them. Like, I want my parents to buy me like my own scooter, right? You know, one of those awesome ones that you see lying all over the ground everywhere. But like, they said that I have to buy it myself, which is fucking like stupid. So
We
I
found a
don't.
bunch of those in the bottom of Grand Emperor Aquion's tank.
It's true.
Yeah. Like, people
many.
had just chucked them in there. They were like
A
mad
lot-
about these scooters or something.
Just everywhere, right?
No one
Everywhere.
got it correct.
Everyone
it was, in
got
fact,
it incorrect.
to take people to the spa. Stanislas Baudry's corn mill created hot water, so he created a spa to utilize it. To encourage people to go to his spa, he created a horse-drawn public transit service that went from the city center to his spa. The bus service was a huge success, but most riders never went to the spa. So he shut it and the mill down to focus entirely on public transit. And of course, this was just the historical predecessor
Yes.
to sketchy clubs who send limos to college dorms to pick up stray co-eds.
You really got to keep those on leashes, honestly.
Yeah, it was real
Irresponsible
tricksy.
colleges.
I'm a little stinker.
Yeah.
And yeah, from the hat spot. Well, he didn't own the hats. Yeah, it went from the hat store to the spa.
Yeah.
Hopefully, so you get a nice,
Hat and then a
stylish
nice
hat.
spa.
Crudely drawn, pointing out, "Wow, I should have known a fifth dimensioner wouldn't stick to the meta forever." Just mostly. Gotta mix it up sometimes to make sure people actually read. Answer D. But let's see. I guess we know it didn't do anything to the leaderboard. So I think we can just go
Tasty
on
Fluval.
to the next question. Multi-select time, folks. Which of these literary video game adaptations is real? Fahrenheit 451, Super Don Quixote, Dante's Inferno, or Walden, a video game? Which of these are real and which of these are just the invention of someone who really should be a game developer but isn't?
Yeah. These all sound like fire, honestly, especially Fahrenheit 451.
Have you played any of these Hallmark games, TJ? Or read any of the books as well?
Well, I mean, like, my teachers made me read Fahrenheit 451 back in the day, which is funny that it was published in 1984, because I also had to read that son of a bitch. But Dante's Inferno, like, I'm guessing that's gotta be a video game. Like, if they just made a bunch of, like, hellscapes and, like, a hack and slash, that fucking sounds awesome, right?
I think that sounds pretty great. I don't remember the Japanese RPG about Chopin.
What?
Wait, what? These were all video games?
Yeah, these are all real games.
Real games.
So Fahrenheit
And
451.
an RPG about Chopin,
Yeah.
apparently.
Fahrenheit 451 actually includes content written by Ray Bradbury
Yeah.
and puts the
No
player
way.
in the shoes of a computer helping the book star Guy Montag evade the firemen. Super Don Quixote is...
Eternal Sonata is the Chopin
I didn't realize that was what
RPG.
Eternal Sonata was. I've heard of Eternal Sonata. I didn't realize it was about Chopin. That's how weird video games are. They can make a video game out of Chopin. I will hear the voice, the name of the game referenced, and I will not hear that it's based on Chopin. Oh, Stephen Premel remembers playing Fahrenheit 451 in elementary school. I wonder if
Really?
anyone remembers Super Don Quixote, which is an animated Dragon's Lair-like game that puts players in the shoes of the titular delusional knight rescuing his girlfriend. And what that means is, essentially at certain times you have to press a button or your character dies. And that's all the gameplay.
That's a lot like the book, too.
That's
Fair
like
enough.
one extended cutscene. That sounds like
Yeah.
garbage.
And
Like
it was-
absolute garbage.
If it's anything like Dragon's Lair, it was run on... Exactly, that's all the gameplay in Dragon's Lair, which was literally run on a laser disc. And that's why the machines were broken so much, because it was a laser disc.
Laser discs are better at being frisbees than they are
Yeah.
at being laser discs.
So Dante's Inferno, as TJ pointed out, it turns Dante into a badass knight who slaughters his way through the blood-soaked circles of hell. He even has a bloody cross on his torso as his symbol. And it got fake picketed at
called it,
E3
man.
because the developer hired fake Christians to picket, protesting how offensive their game was.
Oh my god. That's so brilliant.
Are there
I
any
mean,
video
like,
game
that's
stores?
really that's cool.
I love it, but are there any video game stores still open on All Earth?
Oh, like we had this one called Game Start, but funny story, some weird ass shit happened with their stocks and they just crashed, man. Like they are out of there. But we do still have a couple of arcades. They've just been merged with like both craft beer places and Sick Donald's. Who's like
I'm
the
loving
sickest
it.
place to get a burger. So basically you get drunk, eat a bunch of junk food, and play video games all day. I mean, like, I'm on Mall Earth more than I'm anywhere else, man. Like, it's
I
my
know.
fucking dream.
Walden simulates Thoreau's experiment in self-reliant living at Walden Pond by giving players the chance to live their survivalist fantasies through activities like building a cabin with their own two hands. And we do something very similar to interns, but they have to make their own show on a randomly selected planet, and the ones with the highest ratings don't get destroyed.
The other ones do.
So let's see how that question did. It's multi-select, so it's going to be chaos. Bootleg Bart up into first, Sentient Bud in second, 2006 Alice in third, Specific Andrew in fourth, Cruds in fifth. Interestingly, no notice about anyone's streaks. But let's move on to the next question and see if these continue. Before he created Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney created which cartoon character? Felix the Cat, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, Bimbo, or Michael Eisner? Pictured here is Mickey under a heat lamp slowly melting.
Bimbo is one of my favorites.
What cartoon characters have you created, TJ? I'm sure you're a hit animator. Aren't all third-dimensional beings?
Hit
Oh, like-
animators?
Yeah, aren't they all landmark animators who have a weirdly, like, oppressive notion of how society should be structured and try to build a perfect future city that deprives people of basic human autonomy?
Well, like half of them are, yeah, totally.
Okay.
Like that's my parents' shit.
Yeah.
My generation is all about writing and drawing shit on the walls of toilet stalls to fight oppression. So, yeah, like I invented a couple characters like Dickie the Dick. He's a dick that has a dick. And, like, you know, it's taken off. I've had a couple of people write on, you know, the stalls near my job, like, Dickie for Dick, man.
Well, the answer for Walt isn't Dickie the Dick. It's Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. He was created by Walt in 1927 for Universal Pictures. And after a bunch of financial falling out, he left, made Disney, and no one ever cared about Oswald again as we go to the leaderboard. 2006, Alice up into second place. Good job, Alice. Let's go to the next question. What is the name of the desert planet that serves as the setting of the book, Dune? Is that Tatooine, Korriban, Arrakis, or Bob?
It's a good name for a planet.
Bob's a
honestly.
great name for a planet. Have you read Dune, TJ? Are you a big reader?
Like, so I know that's written by Herbert, but like I never read the book because it was like too big. So I'm just waiting until they come out with the TV series so that I can like binge that shit in a night, you know?
Makes sense. But yeah, Oswald is in Epic. They made Epic Mickey where Oswald is the villain because he's mad that Mickey has overshadowed him. And there is a portion of one of the Disney parks where you can still buy Oswald plushes and no one cares. Because he's just Mickey, but like with less refinement.
That
But you're
sounds
right,
like
specific,
bullshit.
Andrew. Trivia is the spice of life.
Also, Fluval's Fact Fractal about that question while this one winds down. There's a sports announcer who essentially got traded for the rights to Oswald.
What?
Disney was like, NBC owned him because it owned Oswald because of Universal and was like, if you let him do, we'll let him do NBC Night Football if you get Oswald, basically. They traded characters. And he's like, yeah, I got traded for a cartoon rabbit. Much like many things on Arrakis got traded for spice. Tatooine and Korriban are desert planets from Star Wars, while Bob is short for Robert. Let's go to the
Trivia
leaderboard.
is the mind killer.
I
Stephen
agree.
Hamill.
Space Fadson is back in the game with 3 in a row. It's still anyone's game. Let's see if that streak continues with the next question, which is a double points question. The term grimdark was originally coined in reference to what dismal science fiction series? Was that StarCraft, Warhammer 40,000, Starship Troopers, or Radio Free Multiverse? Seen here is just a grim dark image
Yeah.
of a scary
Grim.
man in a hood.
Grim. Very grim.
Very grim. Much
Very
grim.
dark.
Much dark.
Yeah. Much grim. Very dark. Such scare.
Do you know the answer to this, TJ?
Like I've played StarCraft and Warhammer 40K, and like I've watched Starship Troopers and Radio Free Multiverse, I guess now. So like, I guess I've done all of these. I've never heard anyone call them grimdark. Like, are you guys grimdark? Is that how you would call yourselves?
Nice try to get a hint. I'm not giving you a hint, TJ. You got to answer
Fuck, man.
on your own.
I was so close too.
1BBBR thinks they guessed wrong, but did they? I don't know, but probably not. 8 of you got it correct for Warhammer 40,000. It's a reference to the series' fun and lighthearted tagline, in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. But of course, that's not true. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only the exciting and fresh programs brought to you by Radio Free Multiverse and war. There's also the leaderboard. Oh, 1BBR pointing out they did guess wrong. But Bootleg Bark didn't, and Bootleg Bart has a streak of 4 correct answers in a row, and the lead. So let's see if their good luck continues with the next question. What did botanist Ferdinand von Mueller name macadamia nuts after? Is that Macedonia, Alexander the Great, who came up earlier in the show, his chemist friend, or Macy and the Nuts? his favorite band.
Macy.
Do you have any Macy and the Nuts albums, TJ?
Nuts.
I mean, like, I've listened to them, and, like, my sister really likes them, but, like, they're just not hard enough for me, man. They're just not, like, real enough, you know?
I mean, I know. I trust me. As a fifth-dimensional being, no third-dimensional beings are real enough for me. But Alice points out my It's Von Mueller Time mug has aged poorly. Von Mueller Time, indeed. You a big fan of macadamia nuts, TJ? You a big fan of macadamia nuts?
Like, as long as they're baked and got salt on them, yeah, I'll eat just about anything that's salty.
Well, you're eating something named after Muller's chemist friend when you do.
What?
Scottish chemist John Macadam, who was Muller's friend and an influential scientist, is the namesake of the macadamia nuts. This fan naming presaged the sheer number of species named after Sonic the Hedgehog and SpongeBob SquarePants. And of course, we got a Fluval's fact fractal for you. This is far from the only political christening in science. In 1789, Martin Klaproth named his newly discovered element uranium to try and boost Johann Elert Bode's argument that the seventh planet in the solar system should be named Uranus instead of Georgium Sidus. Georgium Sidus, I hardly even know him.
Yeah.
Georgium Sidus.
People are fucking weird, man.
People are wild.
People are wild.
Let's see what people were fucking wild enough to get a good score on the leaderboard, huh? 2006, Alice got it right. It looked like Sentient Bud also got it right, and they're back in the game. Let's see if that continues. People are fucking weird. But speaking of the solar system, what is the hottest planet in the solar system? Of course, this is the local cluster's solar system, the Sol system, which includes Venus, Mercury, Earth, Mars, and other planets yet to be revealed.
So
And
like,
Uranus.
Which of these planets is hottest?
well, so like by hot, like, are we talking hot? Or are we talking like hot? Like,
Oh, what do you think, TJ?
Well,
Of course, the human wants to fornicate with a planet.
I mean, like, don't you, man?
No,
It's
I
like,
don't. No, that's a gross third-dimensional trait. I'm just up here vibing.
I'm just down here vibing, man. I wish I could be up there vibing, but like, you
Yeah,
know,
but you can't. You're not coming into our satellite. Not at all.
Nah, fair
Stay down
enough.
there on your parents' Earth. Oh, Alice says that Uranus is the hottest.
See, that's what I was gonna say. Alice,
One-
you got me.
1BBBR points out Saturn has got those rings, but it's what's the answer though? It's Venus. 5 of you got it correct. The hottest planet in the solar system is Venus. Its dense atmosphere traps heat in a runaway version of the greenhouse effect. Temperatures reach 880 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 471 degrees Celsius, and I gotta say, Venus looks fantastic in evening wear, so maybe you had the right idea, TJ. Stephen Premel says, oh dip, let's see what people say when they see the leaderboard. 2006, Alice is definitely celebrating in a 2006 way, as Alice is now our new leader. And Cruds is up in 4th, Specific Andrew in 5th. Hell yeah, Alice, says Stephen Premel. I don't
Congratulations,
disagree.
Alice.
Congratulations to Alice, no matter from what year, but especially 2006. Let's see if we'll be saying congratulations to Alice after the next question. In Harry Potter, eating gillyweed gives you the ability to sprout leaves, breathe underwater, speak to plants, or get real high.
Why has that dog got glasses on?
A dog is Harry Potter. That's just what Harry Potter looks like. Harry Potter's always been a dog.
Always been a dog.
That's
Oh,
freaking me out, man. Like, I thought he would. What? No.
It's the dog who lived. I don't know what to tell you. Specific Andrew points out his crush is... Well, he's falling behind, so maybe he needs to bring his crush back from the dead.
I know a couple necromancers.
We got
I can
you.
hook you up with. We got you. We
Stephen
got you,
Premel points out,
Specific Andrew.
that's how you know Harry Potter is fiction, because if I had magic, I would never stop finding ways to get high.
Fuck yeah.
1BBBR says this is Harry Potter on their home Earth.
Yeah.
I wonder if 1BBBR is from Dog Earth. It's a great planet.
Wait,
Great
like there's a
planet.
planet
full
with
of good
dogs,
boys and good
dude.
girls and good dogs of all kinds.
That sounds like heaven, man. Just like a bunch of
We
dogs.
Oh.
destroyed heaven. It
One
doesn't
BBBR
exist.
was adopted.
What?
Yeah. But 80 got it correct. It was, in fact, breathe underwater. TJ, did you get that one correct?
I did, yeah.
Good job, TJ. Good job, TJ. You seemed like a saying get real, real high kind of person, but I'm glad you got it right. Let's see what that does to the leaderboard. Pretty static. But 2006 Alice has the highest answer streak of 7 in a row. We are about to enter our final question. TJ,
Oh my God.
how are you
Yeah.
feeling so far about this trivia gauntlet? How are you doing?
I'm doing like garbage, but like it's cool and fun and like definitely better than having to eat dinner with my like crazy ass parents. So like, yeah.
Oh my God, parents are the worst.
They just don't understand,
They
as
just
the
don't
bard Will Smith said.
understand.
They just don't understand.
They just don't.
But you know,
That-
oh, go for it, TJ.
I was just gonna ask, was that from like Great Prince?
Yeah, the great prince. He of the fresh,
Yeah.
He of the freshness.
he of the freshness, ruler of Bel Air, sovereign of all he surveys.
Yes.
But here we go into the final question. And it's a double point question, so it's still anyone's game. Who was the first host of Jeopardy! Is that Art Fleming, Alex Trebek, Dick Clark, or Q? What do you think, TJ? If you had to bet, if you had to answer in the form of a question, who would you say was the first host of Jeopardy?
Like, wouldn't it be the most awesome shit if Q like hosted Jeopardy, both because he is a trans-dimensional being from Star Trek, but also a master inventor from like James Bond. So like, wouldn't that be awesome?
Those are the only cues, and I agree. Yeah, that would be great. I'd love it. I would love it. I would love to see.
Like,
What if the whole Q continuum hosted at once? That would be
Right?
my dream show. Alice Forever Cemetery loves those cues and no others, and I agree. I agree so much. So does Stephen Premmel, as we go. Who got it right? 6 of you knew it was Art Fleming, as immortalized in Weird Al Yankovic's I Lost on Jeopardy! The first host was Art Fleming. He hosted the show from 1964 to 1975. Alex Trebek took over when the modern version began in 1984. And he will soon host a new trivia sensation, all new Jeopardy! Where he puts souls of the recently departed in jeopardy with feats of trivia. We are pursuing intellectual property charges against him.
Yes. He really needs to lawyer up.
He does. What about Q from James Bond? I think that was the master inventor.
yeah, that's the other one. Yeah.
But now that all the answers are in and everyone's fate is decided, let's go to the podium. In third place with 15 out of 20, it is Sentient Butt. In second place
Woo.
with 14 out of 20, it's Bootleg Bart, Quicker
Nice.
Answers. And in first place with 16 out of 20, it is 2006 Alice. In fourth, it's Cruds, and in fifth, Specific Andrew.
Congrats.
One BBR has a good point. Surely there was a Q in the Men in Black, and yeah, that is most likely. The power of 2006 flowed through Alice, indeed. Premel says, woo, congratulations. Jess Vanson Montgomery claps, as does Bootleg Bart, as does everyone at home, I'm sure. There you go, Sky Demon. See, everyone's clapping. Oh, joke's on us. Specific Andrew never stopped chatting with their crush. Well, you know what? I have the solution for that, Specific Andrew. Well, TJ's parents' planet is no more, as is Specific Andrew's planet.
One was right behind the other, so we just, got it all
Twofer.
in
It was a
one.
real twofer. But thank you all for joining us this week on Grand Trivia. A little supersized Grand Trivia this week.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited for next week when we'll be visiting
Mall Earth. See you then. See you then. We have your coordinates.
Oh, the fifth dimension. How do I begin to explain this to someone who is so puny? Ha 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 ha. Unlike Fluval, of all the dimensions. Here he comes, swimming closer than farther away.